Imagine you're 35, you're staring at a credit card bill that's doubled in size because of the choices that you made a decade ago. It's not just the debt, it's the opportunities that you missed out to invest in your future. Now, here's the hard truth. The decisions that you make today will either set you up for financial freedom or it'll keep you stuck in a cycle of struggle. So you really got to ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to live 10 years from now? I know this feeling all too well because I've lived on both sides of the story. Back in 2015, I had what looked like success. I had a good job, nice place to live. I was even supporting my family and even my mom and grandma. It looked like I was living the American dream, right? Well, wrong. It couldn't be further from the truth because then I wound up going through the toughest period of my life. I lost my mom, my job, and my home, all within a matter of a short period of time, and that broke me until it built me. Here's the worst part. I realized that those losses didn't have to hit so hard. They were compounded by the financial mistakes that kept me stuck. But here's the good news. Within just 9 months of hitting rock bottom, I rebuilt my life and I wound up selling over $8 million in real estate and creating my own real estate portfolio. How? I finally understood how to avoid those same wealth-killing mistakes that nobody talks about. So, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be breaking down some of those mistakes, the 5 financial mistakes that's keeping 95% of people financially stuck. The exact blueprint I used to go from 0 to $8 million in real estate volume, and more importantly, how to avoid these mistakes before you derail your future. These aren't just the mistakes that are theories. These are the exact principles which changed my life and have now helped hundreds of clients create real estate financial freedom. So trust me when I tell you, if you're ready to take action, this is the blueprint to follow. Let's get right into it. The first mistake is what I call the paycheck trap. And you might be in it right now without even realizing it. When I landed my first job as a marketing consultant, I felt invincible. I had a good salary, I had benefits, I had the whole package. Like most people, I upgraded my lifestyle. I went and got me a better car, we got a nice apartment, I was doing dinners out every single night. But then life threw me a curveball. When my mom got sick, all of those manageable payments became massive burdens. And here's what nobody tells you. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. Take Marcus, one of my clients. He was earning $150,000 a year, but was still living paycheck to paycheck. I'm sure you know somebody just like this. Why? Because every raise came with a bigger lifestyle. But then he made one change. He started living on 50% of his income, no matter what. And within 18 months, he was able to save up enough to get his first real estate investment deal. Today, he owns 3 rental properties. Now, for you, you have to pull up your bank statements. You have to circle every recurring payment that you already have, and you have to ask yourself, is this helping me build wealth or is it keeping me trapped? And I'm talking about Netflix, I'm talking about Hulu, I'm talking about SiriusXM, I'm talking about anything that does not allow you to build financial freedom. If it's an expense and it's not an investment, you gotta let it go. If just for a short period of time, you still gotta let it go. The second mistake that nearly killed my real estate career before it even started. I call it the knowledge trap. I spent months consuming everything I could. Books, courses, podcasts. I told myself I just needed a little more before I took action. But then I met my buddy Richard. And Richard was a mentor who dropped this truth bomb. He told me, while you're preparing, somebody else is repairing. Real houses, making real money. And I was like, and it just really stuck with me that it was like, man, I gotta take action now. There's never going to be a perfect moment. Now I'll tell you, I barely knew what I was doing when I first got started. I was terrified, but imperfect action was better than no action at all. That first $45,000 deal taught me more in 2 weeks than in 6 months of studying ever did. So what I want you to do is to pick one area of wealth building, whether it's investing, whether you're starting a side hustle, you're getting into real estate or even stocks. Then you got to commit to taking action within the next 24 hours. Remember, now means no opportunity wasted. I got this from another mentor of mine, and that means that even if you don't feel ready, you still got to take action because you'll never truly feel like you're ready until you get into motion. The third mistake, trying to do it all alone. Here's the thing. Every great success story has a team behind it. Steve Jobs had Wozniak, Buffett had Graham and Charlie Munger. I thought that I could be the exception. For years, because I was probably an only child, I tried to figure it all out by myself. And it cost me time, it cost me money, and it cost me progress. But then I started attending local real estate meetups. I started attending every networking event that I could find. And one conversation at a meetup would lead to my biggest deal of my career. It was $1.5 million property. Now, here's what I know. Success leaves clues. And the biggest one is this: nobody does it alone. Now, here's your action step from this. Find one local networking event in your area. Commit to showing up to just one event, get one meaningful conversation in, walk away with one contact, and do one follow-up. You never know. That person might become your one business partner that will help you scale to the next level. The fourth mistake, thinking that you have time. Most people say, I'll start investing when I make more money, or I'll start that business next year. But here's the truth. The best time to start was yesterday. We always say this in real estate. The best time to invest was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. I remember when I first got exposed to Bitcoin, the price of it was around $8,000. I remember telling myself, hey, you know what? I'll do some research. I'll get in next week or I'll get in next month. And you know what? Next month never came and the price kept going up and up and up. And when I finally got into Bitcoin, I don't feel like I did myself justice. So what I want you to take away from that is don't wait for the opportunity, make the opportunity wait. So what I mean by that is when you start investing, as long as you're investing for long term, it will eventually work out in your favor. You just got to be willing to make a calculated decision to invest for 10 years from now rather than 10 days from now. Now, one thing that I want you to do right now is pause the video and write down one financial goal that you've been putting off. Then what I want you to do is break it down into steps and take the first step and try to get it done within the next hour. So again, depending on when you're watching this, if that means that you can put some money aside into another bank account, or if that means that you can invest into maybe a Bitcoin or you can buy a stock, do that one thing right now just to get the ball rolling. See how you feel after. Now, the final mistake is the deadliest, and that is staying in your comfort zone. When I lost everything in 2015, I had a choice. It was either stay comfortable in my misery or get uncomfortable in my growth. Now, growth and comfort, they can never coexist. So the one thing that you have to do is you have to identify what is one financially uncomfortable action that you've been avoiding, like opening up your first investment account or starting that side hustle or scaling your business, which means investing into marketing. You have to commit to doing it this week. So there you have it. Now you know the 5 financial mistakes that kept me stuck and how you can avoid them. But remember, knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is. So here's what I want you to do. Comment below the mistake that resonated with you the most and subscribe and hit that bell notification. I have to give that plug out there, but I'm going to be dropping my exact steps on my first real estate deal next week. A lot of people reach out to me every single week and they say, hey, how can I get into real estate? I've had the luxury and the pleasure of being on both sides of it. I have my real estate license. I've been able to sell over 200 million. I own residential real estate. I also own commercial real estate, and I've sold commercial real estate. So I've gotten my hands in a lot of muddy waters when it comes to real estate. So I appreciate you watching, but remember, in the dream we trust, your future is brighter than ever, but without any action, it'll never turn into a reality. I'm Casanova. That's all for this one. I'll catch you on the next one.